To Esther Counseling Corner. I'm happy having you on my page. I'm so happy having you on my page. You're welcome once again. Today I'll be talking about children problem. You know what I mean by children problem? It could be educational problem, the choice of their career, their attitude at home, at school, and their behavior. Talking about the behavior of your child, the behavior of your children, children plays they have different kind of behaviors and manner which they which they practice, which they which they exhibit in the school and in the society. You may have a child, you don't know the kind of attitude, you can't really specify the kind of attitude your child has. As a parent, it is not a good take. It is not a good take. You need to be able to identify the kind of attitude and the kind of character your child has. You need to know their behavior. When it comes to academic pursuit, you need to know their weaknesses, you need to know their strengths. These are the areas you need to look in for as a counselor. You need to learn the techniques of how to be able to communicate with a child, getting to know their problem, and then getting it solved professionally. As a parent, you can be a guardian angel to your children. Not just parenting, providing all the cares and needs of that child, but being their guardian angel. Knowing the uniqueness of your child. How can you know the uniqueness? Creating friendly relationship with your children. Your children being able to tell you their problems, being able to tell you their secrets, being able to tell you their needs without being intimidated by anything or having an anxiety of anything. It's a go-getter. That's one point I just mentioned is something that should be should be seen in you as a parent. It's something that you need to know. It's something that you need to know, and you need to know. So what I'm trying to say is this, sorry. What I'm trying to say is this. Knowing this attitude, knowing their behavior, knowing their weaknesses and their strengths. When you know their weaknesses and you know their strength, you'll be able to predict when your child is misbehaving, when something is not going well, when he or she is being bullied in school. You'll be able to predict this behavior, knowing the behavior of a child. Children are very diverse. They have unique ability. They think so much. Society and the internet has exposed them to a lot of things. So as a parent, you need to be educated as well. Knowing their behaviors, knowing how to handle your children behavior, not getting irritated by them when they are trying to learn. You are sending them away. You don't want them to learn. You don't even know what they are lacking. You can have a child, you don't know that your child is not good in reading, he or she is not good in dancing, he or she is not good in singing. You are just so free that you're just so busy looking for money. I went to the society during one of my projects. I got to see a lot of things in the society that are not going on well. A lot of parents has neglected the aspect of their parenting, with economic issue. I know Nigerian economic is not really fair. It's not really fair. We are still on a work in progress. But even with that, you don't need to allow these things weigh you down and then bring an issue to the life of your children, and not giving you that capacity, not giving you that knowledge of knowing the behavior of your children. You need to know the behavior of your child. You need to know what they like. You need to know what they don't like. You need to know their friends. You need to know who they mingle with. Your child can be playing and then doesn't even know. You won't even know as a parent. You don't even know if you don't know the friend of your child, it can be a good friend or a bad friend. This can affect their learning ability and their social lives. So these are the things I want you to know as a parent, and take note of it and work on it. Getting to know the behavior of your children is very, very important. Getting to know their weaknesses. They can be suffering from anxiety. They can be suffering from fear. You need to know all these things and then know how to work with them. Your child might have had a bad encounter somewhere by being bullied. There was a girl that was being intimidated by her friend, her peers in school. She was being bullied and she was scared of saying it to the parent, of saying it to her teacher. That was very, very bad. So your child can be this girl. Your child can be this boy that is passing through this situation. You need to know how to. You need to communicate with them, learn to communicate with them, and get it solved properly. There are most things that your children will not. They will not say to you. They will not want to tell you because they are scared that you might beat them the because of the reinforcement you're using, because of the motive you're using, the motive you use to communicate to your child. You use abusive words. You don't correct them. You don't teach them. You don't treat them orderly. It affects them. So you need to work on these areas, and I hope you raise a great child in this. Please subscribe for my page, follow for more. Thank you so much, and comment. Click on the follow button and then follow. Thank you so much.